Hey, what's up? It's me, Dee Dee, and we're about to talk about Instagram Queens, book one, the first 5 chapters, and then we'll get in the next 5 chapters next week. Let's get with it.
I won't do them no more. That's old news, that's new news. I done did that before. I turn nothing to something. My comeback on 100. Less talking, more action. You just gon' see coming. I just keep elevating. No losses, just upgrading. My lessons made blessings. I turn that into money. They gotta never settle. This view is so much better. I'm chilling, I'm winning.
So this is like kind of like a coming of age book because it's about 2 twins and their childhood friend who becomes their manager, and their ultimate goal is to get to 1 million followers. And it's really like a struggle between love. Just a short cap on what the book is about. It's like a ultimate love story, dealing with faith and love and finding your way through growing up. So, it's really a sad book because actually I redid this book. It was one book and it was so long people got intimidated by it. I got a lot of great reviews the first time I released it, and people were like, you made me laugh, you made me cry, I don't know what to do, this book was so sad. And they're like, why did you do what you did? My mom, my son, people that read it were like, oh my goodness, this was like a tragic book. But if you know me and you read any of my books, I don't believe in fairy tale endings. You'll lose the main character, you'll lose your favorite character. I just deal in reality. I don't do fairy dust and pixie dust, and I just do reality, working your way through reality. So I write fiction. I don't know any of these characters. I don't know any twins. I do know a lot of twins, but one of my sons is supposed to be a twin, but I just deal with what do you do when something goes bad and how do you work your way through it. So the book opens up when they're at a white party, Lot's white party. Lot makes jewelry for all the famous people. His parents own a jewelry store. He stumbled across learning how to make jewelry, and he makes jewelry for the rich, famous, ballers, rappers. You know the type. You see all those bling bling on people. That's what he does. He makes jewelry for the rich and famous, and that's how he meets the twins. They were doing a Ciroc video shoot, and he provided the jewelry for them, and that's how he meets the twins. And they get invited to his white party, and someone decides to rob the white party for the jewelry. And the book opens up, it's the first chapter is shot fired, and one of the twins gets hit with a stray bullet. So opening chapter, you know me, dramatic is all outdoors. First chapter, one of the twins gets shot. So, and the twins, like if you look at the cover, I did my best to put a cover that describes the twins. They're tall, skinny, exotic. They have a unique look about them. They got those big brown doughboy eyes. They got that wild curly hair. Not that I'm mixed curly hair, that wild, big curly hair. And so the description I put in the book, I tried really hard to find to put on the cover. So, and like Miko's known them since elementary school. He became their personal bodyguard in elementary school. You'll see how their relationship intertwines because he's madly in love with Kara and infatuated with Dara. You got to watch how this book plays out. So that's chapter 1. And it's a short chapter because you get into the details later in the book. If you read my books, you know how I go back and forth. So chapter 2 is show some appreciation. Kara and Miko, they fight constantly, back and forth. And Kara always says it's the sexual tension between the two. Because Dara teases Miko all the time because he's a virgin. Miko was born an Israelite, He had no choice from the time he was born. That's what he was going to be. His father gave him no choice. As you get into the book, you realize that even though his father owns a construction company, he also runs a camp. And you'll get into how that bothers Miko throughout the book on trying to live up to what his father wants in his struggles with trying to live his own life. Which is what a lot of young people go through. Like, this is what my dad wants, or my family wants, and this is what I want out of life. So that struggle you get to read through the book on trying to just be a young guy and work my own path in life. And Dara loves to tease Kara on, I know you like him, but you're not worthy of the path that he's on in his life, because he doesn't fall away from his beliefs. He just doesn't want to be held captive to the camp that his father is running. So it's pretty interesting as I break down Miko's life. And you know, Dara keeps telling Kara to get a life, because all you do every time, all your free time, is sit up underneath Miko watching ratchet television. So Miko's gonna leave you one day and start a life, and you're sitting giving away the best years of your life. So the way those two as twins go at it is really interesting, because I really focus on that twin bond also in this book, because I know several twins. So the book is not about anyone. If you're a twin that I know, this book is not about you. Everyone always says, is that about me? No, I write strictly fiction. I don't write about anybody that I know. So chapter 3 is date night, and it's really interesting because Kara doesn't like Lot because he flirted with her first and ended up dating her sister. So she's begging her sister, do something different this time. Stop sleeping with these men for presents and gifts, because she's in the tabloids have dated the best football players, rappers, and everything. So she's like, be different this time. If you like Lot, do something different. You're going on this first date, because she always tells Dara, does anyone take you out to restaurants? Does anyone take you out on dates? Do they walk with you in the park? Or are they all take you to their house and they hit? So she's saying, do different this time with Lot. Do something different. So what does she do? Go to his house and he cooks her dinner. So she's saying, okay, at least don't sleep with him. Make him wait. So Dara's like, sissy, like, here you go, 20, here you go. So she does go to his house, cooks her a great meal, and no matter how much Hennessy XO Lot gives her, she follows her sister's advice, and it works out for her in the end. Because Lot pulls out everything, the jacuzzi, house in the hills, he does everything, and she's like, I'm gonna listen to my sissy this time. My 20 is gonna lead me right this time. So their love story is really interesting, and as we get into the book, I'm gonna break it down, because in this book, you don't know if you should like Lot or kick him in the throat. I like to write characters like that. Like, man, sometimes I like him, and other times I just want to stab him in the throat. So I like writing those kind of male characters. I don't write a lot of characters about cheating men. I don't write characters about kind of women. I like to write, those are TV women. You don't have a lot of those women. So I like to write about real women and real men, because I know more real men than trifling ass men. So those are the characters that I put in my book. So, and it made Lot want Dara even more when she said no. Think about that, ladies, as you read this book. So chapter 4 is no more drama. Oh, I love chapter 4, because this is when they finally do their Ciroc party, because they host the best parties. They get the best ads. They book the best videos, because Miko makes it happen. They're working towards 1 million followers. People know who they are on Instagram, and that's why it's Instagram queens. Because being a twin, imagine good twins hit Instagram. Instagram is a big thing right now, which is why I made this book. I don't have that kind of following on Instagram. Maybe if I had a twin. So they're hosting the Ciroc party, because when I wrote this book, it was a new Ciroc that had just hit. And when I write my book, you get real athletes in the book. You get fictional ones also, but you get real stars, real people in LA. I do the LA thing. So if I got real OG rappers I put in here. Actually, my editor at the time, we had to take Nipsey out, because when we were editing, the tragedy, of course, what yesterday was. But I didn't take it out of Ramses Rising. I was actually writing the book. This one was in editing, and I was writing Ramses Rising. I didn't take it out. I just edited it and changed it a little bit, because that is part of LA. I'm part of LA, so I didn't take it out. But we did take it out of this book. I just didn't want it in a lot of my books after what had just happened. So at the Ciroc party, this chapter brings the drama. You get introduced to a lot of characters. Abe was in the book earlier, but You really see him in this chapter right here. Abe is Miko's cousin. He's like also does security for the twins. So the twins show up to the Standard, downtown LA. If you live in LA, you know the Standard. That's where the Ciroc party was. If you read Ramses Rising, if you haven't, read that book. That's a good book. Romel plays for the Rams. They just lost the Super Bowl when I was writing this one. So they get to meet his crew at the... and the thing that I do is I bring all my other characters, other books, they pop up in my books. I don't get rid of them. LA is not that big, so you'll run into these people. And he plays for the Rams. So they get to meet him and his crew. Real players I put at the table with Romel. I write realistic fiction. You meet their menaces, the Austin twins, who are also on Instagram, and they book videos and they host parties. So that's their menace, the Austin twins. So you get to see that cat-like thing where they go back and forth with them at the party, which I love that part. I get to throw insults at each other, so that was really fun. And then they run into Lot's crew, who of course can't have a party without a fight, right? So that's when Abe and Miko have to get the girls out the party. Like, oh my goodness, what is going on? And how did this fight start? And Lot gets so mad at... Miko gets so mad at Lot. Like, why did Dara get in the midst of a fight? And it's not with another girl, it's with a dude. And what did Lot do? Why didn't he protect you? Why is Abe the one stepping into this fight to protect you? It's a big... You gotta read it. It's like a big ta-dow. And Miko's ready to like slit Lot's throat because this is his girl, not only his breadwinner, but like, I grew up with her. What are you doing? And what kind of man are you that this happened? So, but in the midst of all the confusion, because Kara is done with it, she's over, she's through. I'm tired of this party. I'm tired of all this extra going on. So she goes to the bar by herself, and that's where she meets Ike, real Ike, that plays for the Pacers. And he's so cocky and arrogant, like, oh yeah, you're gonna be mine. So, and you get into that story, and he causes so much havoc, not even knowing the havoc that he's causing between Miko and Kara. So stay tuned for chapter 5 next week on the Instagram Queens, because I'm spoiling this book for you. Go get this book. It's a great book. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry. And you probably hate me when you get to the last few chapters of this book. Peace out. It's me, Dee Dee. Go get this book. Instagram Queens. All 3 books are available on Instagram. Amazon. Paperback and ebook. I'll be back.
I won't do them no more. That's old news, that's new news. I done did that before. I turn nothing to something. My comeback on 100. Let's talk, I'm chilling.